History lost, decks past, but in this series, we revisit older decks to see if they can be brought back to the forefront of the meta. We'll break down what made these decks great, what no longer holds up, and how modern builds can give them new life. By exploring different variants and tech choices, we'll tune each deck to fit different playstyles. Let's see if these classics still have what it takes for meta teching. What's up, guys? My name is TechnoTuner, and welcome back to another episode of Metateching. Today, we're taking a look at Rescue Ace. Rescue Ace has the full board capability of setting up a lot of interaction and protection through its own card effects, with Turbulence being able to set 4 spells and traps from your deck when it's summoned through its own effect. But you also have the interactability of Preventer for a Book of Moon, Airlifter to search anything you need, Hydrant making your spells and traps live the turn they are set, and just further interaction with your opponent through Impulse and Airlifter, or Fire Attacker, excuse me. Because Fire Attacker can make it to when it's special summon, you can draw 2 and I think discard 1. But basically, this deck is something that has been more malleable. It's been mixed with a lot of other decks, and I want to take a look at today, as is one of the fan favorites, and is a really cool archetype in general. From being able to set up a lot of protection to interaction, and basically utilizing the extra deck if you want to. Even as a pure deck without the extra deck, it can do a lot of damage. This deck as a whole is a lot of fun, and I recommend some people try it out. But let's go ahead and hop right into our main deck, and I can explain a little bit more on what we're looking at here today. So, welcome into Rescue Ace, the fire force that never gives up. What does each of the Rescue Ace monsters do, though? Well, we have Rescue Ace Airlifter. This card is no more special summon. You can add 1 Rescue Ace spell from your deck to your hand when a monster activates a monster. When your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, quick effect, you contribute this card from your hand or field. Special summon 1 Rescue Ace monster from your hand. This can give you the capability. So when you tribute this card from your hand or face up field, special summon Rescue Ace monster from your hand, except for Rescue Ace Airlifters, give you the capability of basically summoning out Hydrant or another Rescue Ace monster to further interact with your opponent. But you do have other cards such as Fire Attacker here. If a Rescue Ace monster is no more special summoned to your field, except Rescue Ace Fire Attacker, you special summon this card from your hand. If a card is added to your opponent's hand, except by drawing it, you draw 2 cards, then discard 1 card. You can only use each effect of Rescue Ace Fire Attacker once per turn. Running that along with Fire Engine, if Rescue Ace monster is no more special summoned to your field except Rescue Ace Fire Engine, you can special summon this card from your hand. If a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field, you can special summon level 4 or lower Rescue Ace monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only use each effect of Rescue Ace Fire Engine once per turn, giving us the further capability of, once again, building off our current board. But we have Rescue Ace Hydrant. While you control Rescue Ace monster, other than Rescue Ace Hydrant, your opponent's monsters cannot target this card for attacks. Also, your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Rescue Ace Hydrant once per turn, where you can activate Quick Play spell or trap cards that was set by the effect of Rescue Ace card this turn, the turn it was set. During your main phase, you can add 1 Rescue Ace monster from your deck to your hand, except Rescue Ace Hydrant. This gives you further capability of searching for Airlifter and other cards, but it can also get you into the access of Turbulence. Now, what does Impulse do? This card has been a staple in Genesis for so long, but during your main phase, you can choose 1 effect monster your opponent controls with the highest attack, your choice. If tied, neither player can activate that monster's effects while on the field at this turn. When your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, you contribute this card from your hand or face up field, and special summon Machine Rescue Ace monster from your deck. You can only use each effect of Rescue Ace Impulse per turn. So basically getting us into our Fire Attacker for that potential draw. Now we do have Rescue Ace Preventer, where you can banish 1 Rescue Ace card from your graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. If you control another Rescue Ace monster, quick effect, you can target 1 effect monster your opponent controls, change it to face down defense position. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 of your banished Rescue Ace monsters except a level 8 monster, special summon it. You can only use each effect of Rescue Ace Preventer once per turn, giving you further capability of a Book of Moon during your opponent's turn, but also helps break boards. Now, Rescue Ace Quick Attacker. You can shuffle 1 other Rescue Ace card from your hand or face a field into the deck, special summon this card. From your hand, you contribute this card, add 1 Rescue Ace monster from your deck to your hand, then you can special summon it if only your opponent controls a monster. You cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except for fire monsters. You can only use each effect of Rescue Ace Quick Attacker once per turn. So since you're locked into fire, that can hinder your extra deck a little bit, but that's basically what you're building it around. So no worries on that. Now the big boss of the main deck, Rescue Ace Turbulence. You can banish 2 Rescue Ace cards from your graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. During your main phase, you can set up to 4 Rescue Ace spell or trap, quick play spells and or normal traps with different names directly from your deck. If another card or cards you control leaves the field by card effect, by an opponent's card effect, excuse me, except during the damage step, you can target 1 card in the field, destroy it. You can only use each effect to Rescue Ace Turbulence once per turn, giving you further capability for board breaking access. We're going to follow that up with each of 1 alert. This card is always treated as a Rescue Ace card. Add 1 Rescue Ace monster from your graveyard to your hand, or if you control Rescue Ace Hydrant, you can add 1 Rescue Ace monster from your deck to your hand. Instead, you can only activate 1 alert per turn, and then you have 3 emergency. If this card is always treated as a Rescue Ace card, special 1 Rescue Ace monster from your deck in defense position, then tribute 1 Rescue Ace monster from your hand or field. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Rescue Ace trap in your graveyard, set it. You can only use each effect of emergency once per turn. This is also followed up by utilizing Rescue. This card is always treated as a Rescue Ace card. Target 1 Rescue Ace monster in your graveyard, or if you control Rescue Ace Hydrant, you can target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard. Instead, special summon it to your field. You can only activate 1 Rescue per turn. And then we have 1 Contain, 1 Extinguish, and 1 Reinforce. Now, what does Contain do? Contain, if you control Rescue Ace monster, target 1 effect monster opponent controls this turn. That effect monster cannot attack. Also, its effects are negated. If you control Rescue Ace Hydrant at the resolution of this effect, that monster also cannot be used as material for fusion, synchro, xyz, or link summon this turn. Extinguish, if you control a Rescue Ace monster, target 1 effect monster opponent controls, destroy it. Then if you currently control Rescue Ace Hydrant, your opponent cannot activate the effects of the destroyed monster or of monsters with the same original name this turn. And then, of course, Reinforce, target 1 Rescue Ace monster you control. For the rest of this turn, that monster you control gains 1500 attack and defense. It's unaffected by your opponent's monster effects, and the next time it will be destroyed by battle, it is not destroyed. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target 1 Rescue Ace spell in your graveyard, set that card. You can only use this effect of Reinforce once per turn. And, of course, the Rescue Ace would be nothing without their HQ, but what does it do? While your opponent controls a monster, all Rescue Ace monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense during your main phase. You can normal summon 1 Rescue Ace monster in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. Once per turn, you can target 4 Rescue Ace cards that are banished and or in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, then draw 1. So giving you further capability to recur back the cards you need to keep your plays going. Now, we are playing other supplemental cards such as Called by the Grave, 1-for-1, Reinforcement of the Army, some hand traps such as Ash Blossom and Mulch Army. We're also playing Infinite Impermanence and Triple Tactics Talent. Now, you can modify this to however you see fit, but I like this kind of setup because it makes it pretty easy to draw into the cards, but also cause some hindrances for your opponent. Now, for the extra deck, of course, we're playing 1 Access Code Talker, 1 Amphibious Swarm Ship Ambler Whale, 1 Decode Talker Heat Soul, 1 Heat of the Fire Charmer Blaze, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Link Karibo, 1 Promethean Princess Bestower of Flames, 1 Relinquished Anima, 1 Rescue Ace Arbitrator, 1 SP Little Knight, 1 Salamangreat Almirage, 1 Salamangreat Raging Phoenix, 2 Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf, and 1 World Sea Dragon Zelantis. As most people have already known or do know what each card in the extra deck does, I will go over the only new card here, which is Rescue Ace Arbitrator. 2 or more fire monsters, you can only special summon Rescue Ace Arbitrators once per turn. If this card is link summon, you can add 1 Rescue Ace Hydrant or Rescue Ace HQ from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If you activate a Rescue Ace Quick Play spell card or a Rescue Ace normal trap card, except during damage step, you can target 1 card your opponent controls, destroy it. You can only use this effect of Rescue Ace Arbitrator twice per turn. So getting 2 pops but further interaction can further set you up for a lot of good grind game with this deck. Now, what's the good capability of this deck? You're basically setting up a lot of interference for your opponent to really burn through your defenses. By setting up these good monsters and spells and traps in combination, you can set up a very invincible board, which makes it extremely hard for your opponent to even really interact with. Now, is there further ways to improve it? Well, let's go ahead and take a look and see if there's anything we can do to make it either more diverse and fun to play, or more competitive. Let's hop right into the next deck profile. See, now if you're playing Rescue Ace, you're going to look for a Genesis build more than likely. So, the Genesis build I have here for you today is Rescue Ace Snake Eye. Snake Eye giving you the capability of placing cards in the spell and trap zone, but also searching up your level 1 through Snake Eye Ash, and utilizing Jet Synchron to go into Synchro plays gives you good capability. We're playing 3 Airlifter, 1 Fire Attacker, 1 Fire Engine, 2 Hydrant, 2 Rescue Ace Impulse, and 2 Preventer, along with 3 Quick Attacker and 2 Turbulence. We're also following that up with 3 Snake Eye Ash, 1 Snake Eye Birch, 1 Snake Eye Oak. You can feel free to do 2 Oak instead of a Birch and an Oak. 1 Diabell Star, 1 Snake Eyes Flame Birch Dragon, and 2 Snake Eyes Poplar. Now, what do each these Snake Eyes cards do? Well, Snake Eye Ash, its card's normal special summon. You can add 1 level 1 fire monster from your deck to your hand. You can send 2 face-up cards you control to the graveyard, including this card. Special summon 1 Snake Eye monster from your hand or deck, except Snake Eye Ash. You can only use each effect of Snake Eye Ash once per turn. Snake Eye Birch. If you control a fire monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Snake Eye Birch once per turn this way. During your opponent's turn, quick effect. You can send 2 face-up cards you control to the graveyard, including this card. Special summon Snake Eye monster from your hand or deck, except Snake Eye Birch. You can only use this effect of Snake Eye Birch once per turn. Snake Eye Oak. If this card is normal or special summon, you can target one of your banished or one of your level 1 fire monsters that is banished or in your graveyard, either add to your hand or special summon it. You can send 2 face-up cards you control to the graveyard, including this card, special summon Snake Eye monster from your hand or deck, except Snake Eye Oak. You can only use each effect of Snake Eye Oak once per turn. Then we have Snake Eye Diabell Star. When attack is declared involving this card and an opponent's monster, you can place this card from the field that opponent's monster face up in your owner's spell and trap zones as continuous spells. While this card is a continuous spell, you can target 1 fire monster in your graveyard, except Snake Eye Diabell Star, and place it face up in its owner's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. If you do special summon this card, you can only use each effect of Snake Eye Diabell Star once per turn. Snake Eyes Flame Birch Dragon. You can target 1 face-up monster on the field or in either graveyard, place its face up in its owner's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target 1 monster card treated as a continuous spell on the field, special summon it to your field. If this card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, you can special summon 2 level 1 fire monsters from your graveyard. You only use each effect of Snake Eyes Flame Birch Dragon once per turn. And then Snake Eyes Poplar. If this card is added to your hand except by drawing it, you can special summon this card. If this card is no more special summon, you can add 1 Snake Eyes spell or trap from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 fire monster in your graveyard, place it face up in its owner's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. You only use each effect of Snake Eyes Poplar once per turn. So giving you further capability just to get more plays, but you also have the opportunity to search spells such as Divine Temple of Snake Eye. When this card is activated, you can place 1 Snake Eye monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up in spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Level 1 fire monster you control gain 1100 attack once per turn. If your opponent no more special summons a monster or monsters except during the damage step, you can target 1 monster card on the field, treat it as a continuous spell, special summon it to your field. You can only activate 1 Divine Temple of Snake Eye once per turn. And then we're following that up with 1 Sinful Spoils of Subversion Snake Eye. Target 1 face-up monster on the field, place it face up in its owner's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. You can only activate 1 Sinful Spoils of Subversion Snake Eye per turn. So basically utilizing that with Ultra Polymerization, and a few other cards, you can go into a few things since your fire monster, so your Snake Eyes are Pyro, your Rescue Ace monsters are either Warrior or Machine. So this is the fun part where you can use Polymerization with one of your Snake Eyes monsters and one of your Machine Rescue Ace monsters to go into Blazing Bombardment Beast. 1 Machine monster plus 1 Pyro monster. If this card is special summon, you can destroy all monsters your opponent controls with 1900 or less attack. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls with 1900 or less attack. Destroy that monster. If you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the original attack. You can only use each effect of Blazing Bombardment Beast once per turn. The other cards that you can utilize are Snake Eyes Doom Dragon. Must either be fusion summoned or special summoned by sending 2 face-up monster cards from your spell and trap zone to the graveyard. If this card is special summoned, you can target 1 face-up monster on the field, place it in its face up in its owner's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Then you have Fish Lamp, which is just a generic level 4 fire tuner synchro. You can special summon 2. If this card is sent to the graveyard as single material, you can special summon 2 lamp tokens, fish, fire, level 2, attack 0, defense 0. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for this turn except for fish monsters. We're not going to worry about that because we're not utilizing that effect. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target 1 card on the field, destroy it. That's where we're going to get a proc. So that's another way to destroy a card. But we also have other cards such as Formula Synchron, allowing us to get a card draw with 2 level 1s. Shadow Knight, or Shadow Reaver Knight, 21, cannot be destroyed by battle. Each time a card or cards is placed in your opponent's spell and trap zone, excavate the top cards of your deck until you excavate a monster, and equip it to this card as an equip spell. Also place the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. Gains attack and defense equal to the total level of monsters equipped to it times 300. If the total level of monsters equipped to it is higher than 21, destroy this card. So basically making it a very big beater, but also has its fallback to where it gains level equal to it gains attack equal to its level times 300. So if you hit 21, what is that going to make? That's going to make at least a 6,300 attacker, which is pretty big nonetheless. Then of course we are playing like the basic Lyrilistic line, allows us to go into Zeus if we wanted to, but we are instead, since we're out of points, going to go into Drill Driver Vespinato. Once per turn, you can also Xyz summon Drill Driver Vespinato by using a rank 4 Xyz monster you control as material. This card cannot be used as material for an Xyz summon. Turn is Xyz summon. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. If this Xyz summon card and its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can target one level 5 or lower monster in your graveyard, special summon it, so giving it some recurability back. But if it does survive to next turn, we can go into Gaia Dragon of Thunder Charger. You can also Xyz summon this card by using a rank 5 or 6 Xyz monster you control as material. This card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. Now, aside from that, we are utilizing the one Snake Eyes Synchro monster here I forgot to go over, which is Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon. During the main phase, quick effect, you can target one face-up monster on the field or in either graveyard, place it face-up in its owner's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Also, this card cannot use this effect next turn. During the battle phase, quick effect, you can target one spell or one monster and one continuous spell on the field, destroy them. You can only use each effect of Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon once per turn, giving you further capability for more interaction and popping, but it's also a 3k beater, which makes it harder for your opponent to out. But basically, you have other cards such as Fucho here, which makes it to where once per turn you can detach 2 materials from this card. For the rest of this turn, this card cannot be destroyed by battle, unless you take no battle damage involving this card. You have Assemble Nightingale. If you get enough level 1s as material, you can attack for a lot of damage. You have Ensemble Robin. Gains 500 attack. You detach one material from this card, target one of the special summon monsters, return it to the hand. So it's just a bounce. If it's card in your possession is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you can target one other Lyrilistic monster in your graveyard, add to your hand. So you can add back the Assemble Nightingale. But you also have number 54 Lionheart, which is just a funny meme card that I really love playing in these level 1 decks. The attack position card cannot be destroyed by battle. If you take any battle damage from battles involving this card, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the battle damage you took. Once per battle during damage calculation, this card battles an opponent's monster. Quick effect, detach one material from this card. Your opponent takes any battle damage you would have taken from that battle. So this can turn around to make it a lot harder for your opponent to deal with. But aside from the generic Rescue Ace cards and build, that's all that I really have for the Genesis build. Let's go ahead and hop right into our next one. Now, this is just a generic build that I've seen going through YCSs and other regional events, but it's Rescue Ace Fiendsmith. We're basically utilizing the Fiendsmith package, which is 1 Lurie, 2 Engraver, 1 Lacrima, plus 2 Tract, a Requiem, a DD, High Wave King Caesar, and a Necroquip Princess, basically allowing us to go and get a Summon Negate to give us further protection on our board against Nibiru and other effects to cause hindrances for our opponent. While we're basically running a main package of just Rescue Aces, we're adding 5, 6 cards to our main deck to further hinder our opponent and give us more capabilities here. For example, like I said, we're playing the 3 Ash Blossom, the 1 Lurie, the 2 Fiendsmith Engraver, the 1 Lacrima Crimson Tears, 3 Molcharmy Follows, the 3 Rescue Ace Airlifter, the 1 Fire Attacker, the 1 Fire Engine, the 2 Hydrant, the 3 Rescue Ace Impulse, the 2 Rescue Ace Preventer, the 3 Rescue Ace Quick Attacker, and the 1 Turbulence. In all honesty, I would probably cut this up this to 2 and cut the Rescue Ace Quick Attacker, because that can hurt you if you're trying to do Rescue Ace into Fiendsmith plays instead of Fiendsmith into Rescue Ace plays. So I would probably cut the Quick Attacker for this play and this reason, as you really don't need it. But I still wanted to include in there because you can do this build. It's just a little bit more inconsistent, and you have to pay attention to how you're interacting. Then, of course, we're playing the 1 Alert, 1 Call by the Grave, 3 Emergency, 2 Fiendsmith Tract, where it's you add 1 Light Fiend monster from your deck to your hand, then discard 1 card. You can banish this card from your graveyard. If you summon 1 Fiendsmith Fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. You can only use each effect of Fiendsmith track once per turn. Not going to really worry about that second part as fusion summoning, because we're just basically going to utilize Necroquip Princess to get us into the capability of going into DDD High Wave King Caesar. Now, what are a few other cards that we're utilizing? Well, we got 1 for 1, 1 Reinforcement of the Army, 1 Rescue, 2 Rescue Ace HQ, 1 Triple Tactics Talent, 1 Contain, 1 Extinguish, 3 Infinite Impermanence, and 1 Reinforced. It's a great way to get started. But for our extra deck, we've also changed up a bit. We're running 1 Necroquip Princess, 1 DDD High Wave King Caesar, 1 Amphibious Swarmship Ambler Whale, 1 Fiendsmith's Requiem, 1 Hida the Fire Charmer, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Linkaribo, 1 Pit Knight Early, 1 Promethean Princess, 1 Relinquish Anima, 1 Rescue Ace Arbitrator, 1 SP Little Knight, 1 Some Great Raging Phoenix, 1 Some Great Sunlight Wolf, and 1 World Dragon Sea Dragons Atlantis. Now, what is the one thing that I will say about this deck that is very fun and very cool? I have seen this deck go anywhere from the bare bottom of the Table 500 series all the way up to top 16 of regional, and if not top 64 of YCS events. This deck can be very volatile. You just have to work with it and learn how to play it. It is a very fun build of Rescue Ace if you're looking for additional summoning, but not also really altering it from its main path. You're adding only 6 cards to your main deck and 3 cards to your extra deck, which really doesn't impact it at all. Gives you further capability to seal out games, and you can even modify it even more to run an access code. Your side deck gives you further opportunities to work with your opponent. So, this is just a deck I would recommend checking out if you're looking for a competitive but more stable way of incorporating more of an engine into Rescue Ace in a more fashionable sense to give you more opportunity to really utilize your extra deck, but give you more protection as well from Nibiru and other items, so that way you don't really have to worry about it. But you can also learn if your opponent has the Droll, so you don't really kind of get locked with just a Hydrant on board. But this is all I have for the Rescue Ace Fiendsmith build. Let's go ahead and hop right into our next build. Now, this is one build that my buddy sent me, and I have to say he was cooking for sure, and it's definitely really cool. Rescue Ace Mitsurugi. It is one of the few decks that I have seen from time to time where it pops in and out of the meta, just in general, as just another rogue option that can cause a lot of havoc. With this, we're playing the regular Mitsurugi engine, which is 1 Aramasa, 1 Kusanagi, 1 Saji. Saji being our spell searcher, Kusanagi is our graveyard recursion, and Aramasa is our monster searcher. We're also playing the 1 Habakiri, the 1 Murakumo, and the 1 Mitama as a way to basically interact with our opponent, because Habakiri lowers our opponent's attack. Murakumo basically is a negate, but also board destruction. And Mitama is just a great way to recur back the Mitsurugi monsters from our graveyard. We also play the 1 Mitsurugi Mirror, the 3 Mitsurugi Prayers, the 1 Mitsurugi Ritual. We're also playing 3 Pre-Preparation of Rites, but you can also play the new Ragged Records of Rites, which can also help you get to Habakiri as well. But you also have a lot of good capability here, because you can run a 60-card variant with this and run a Grass Looks Greener or anything else really to get you into your deck. You don't have to utilize your extra deck whatsoever. And even if you want to, you can modify it even further to put a Fiendsmith package in here as well, because you have the space for it. Sorry for that. But you have the capability here to further interact with your opponent. Now you can utilize the 2 level 4s from the Mitsurugi side to go into Evil Swarm Exciton Knight, but you also have the capability going to Paguska to slow down your opponent. You can also utilize them to go into further link plays for access code, Hida, IP, Masquerena, Linkaribo, whatever. You can't really utilize them for Linkaribo, but you get what I mean. You have further extension even before you start, because you can start off with Habakiri in hand, get a free special summon, start your combo, set up a negation, and further protection through that with the Mitsurugi line, which makes it harder for your opponent to interact with. While this deck offers up a lot of good capability, it does offer up a lot of good protection and board interaction. Now there's a few things I would change. Once again, cut the quick attacker. I don't like being locked into only fire monsters, especially if I'm incorporating another engine into it, which would lower you down to 51-ish cards. But it also offers up a lot of good capability here as well for you to further play into this deck, because you don't really have a field spell or anything to really worry about with playing with Mitsurugi, but you're playing more of a ritual base to where you can even turn your Turbulence, which is a level 8, I believe. 2, 3, no, it's level 9. So you could use a Turbulence or a dead Rescue Ace card that you can't utilize into fodder if you need to. But that's only if you're utilizing them as link material, because I'm just now realizing you can't utilize them for Mitsurugi Ritual because they require reptile monsters. Goofy, I know. But still, that is a really good way to know that. Anyways, Prayers does give you the opportunity to summon back a Mitsurugi monster from your graveyard or from your hand, which can help start your plays. But you can also add a Mitsurugi monster from your deck to your hand, getting you into Habakiri a lot sooner. Mitsurugi Ritual basically lets you ritual summon from your deck or from your hand, basically by popping cards from your deck or hand, utilizing reptile monsters, which is really cool because you can utilize the Aramasa, the Kusanagi, or Saji really easily. Saji is just really good level 4, along with Kusanagi and Aramasa. Kusanagi is the weakest one out of them all, but is really good if you're trying to get more monsters on board to further help set up your board. Because it lets you recycle the Mitsurugi Ritual or Prayers or whatever you need to really get you back into the game. Now, I know I've spoken a lot about Mitsurugi. What does this have to do with Rescue Ace? Well, Rescue Ace, you're not really... sorry about that. You're not really worried about your actual extra deck as much, and you only get out about 2-3 bodies as interference with your opponent in normal board state. Now, given that you have 6 spaces, you take into account you're running Mitama and Murakumo's on board, right? So that's 2 slots. You have a Turbulence and a Hydrant. That's 2 additional slots. That leaves you with 2 more slots open for either link plays and or just incorporating more Rescue Ace monsters onto the board that can cause more problems for your opponent. By incorporating the spells and traps into this, you're further hindering your opponent from really playing the game, because they have to worry about just the Mitsurugi line. So, because if you get the Mitsurugi line on board, you're kind of stuck with dealing with Mitsurugi, not really Rescue Ace. If you're dealing with Rescue Ace, you can't really deal with Mitsurugi. So they have to pick their poison on which side they're wanting to fight with, because it becomes more of a problematic state the farther the game goes. It's a very good grind board deck to where basically it works very well, especially for controlling the board state. And I have to say, it's one of the most interesting and interactable decks I've seen in a while when it comes to the Rescue Ace board. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for the Rescue Ace Mitsurugi line. I'm sorry I didn't go over in great detail repeating all the effects and everything, but it's basically just a upgraded form of Rescue Ace that incorporates a lot more negation and board destruction, which can further help you set up your board and helps out a lot more. So let's take this time and go into our last one, which I think everybody's going to like, which is Rescue Ace RB. So, what about Rescue Ace RB that makes it fun? Well, Rescue Ace RB offers up a lot of good capability because you can special summon your RB monsters, and they get you into further capable monster lines and trap lines that make it harder for your opponent to respond. Example, RB the Brute Blues gains attack equal to the total original attack of RB monsters pointing to it. It can make a second attack. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects based on the amount of monsters it's pointing to. During your main phase, you can add one RB monster or RB card from your deck to your hand. Then we have RB Shepherd's Crook. Gains 500 attack for each monster you control, except this card. You can only use each of the following effects of RB Shepherd's Crook once per turn. During your main phase, you can set one RB trap from your deck or graveyard. During your opponent's main phase quick effect, you can target 3 level 3 or higher RB monsters in your graveyard. Place 2 on the bottom of the deck in any order. If you do, special summon the other in defense position, which gives you access to your main deck, which is GA10 Cutter. If you control no face-up monsters, or the only face-up monsters you control are RB monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only use only special summon RB GA10 Cutter once per turn this way. When your opponent activates a spell or trap or effect is activated and this card is linked to an RB monster, you pay 700 life points, destroy that card, or destroy this card and negate that card effect. And if you do, destroy that card. You can only use this effect of RBGA10 Cutter once per turn. Then you have Driller, where basically same thing as Cutter. If you control no face-up monsters, or the only monsters you control is RB monsters, you can special summon RBGA10 once per turn this way. During the main phase of this card is linked to an RB monster. You can pay 500 life points, target one monster your opponent controls, destroy both that monster and this card. You have Pile Bunker, which is a funny one. If you control no face-up monsters, the only face-up monsters you control are RB monsters. You can special summon this card from your hand. You only special summon Pile Bunker once per turn. When attack is declared involving opponent's monster and RB Brute Blues that this card points to, you pay 1500 life points, destroy all cards your opponent controls and this card, which can further hurt the board state nonetheless, because it's just basically a waiting board nuke during your opponent's battle phase. RB Lambda Blade. If this card is normal special summon, you can send one RB card from your deck to the graveyard, except RB Lambda Blade during your opponent's main phase. If this card is linked to an RB Link monster, you pay 1400 life points, target one monster opponent controls, destroy this card. And if you do, take control of that monster, but destroy it during the end phase. So basically just steal an opponent's monster and link it off for other effects. And then, of course, we got the RB Lambda Cannon. This card is no more special summon. You can target one RB monster in your graveyard, except RB Lambda Cannon, add to your hand. While this card is linked to an RB Link monster, you pay 1200 life points, destroy this card and look at your opponent's hand, special summon one monster from their hand to your field, from it to their field, negates effects. So this can pop off and negate a starter that they really needed, or anything else. The other cards that you have access to, of course, are the next phase. When your opponent activates a monster effect, while you control an RB monster, destroy one monster you control, and if you do, negate the activation. If you do that, destroy this that card and gain 2,000 life points. You have Phonk Dock. When this card is activated, add one RB card from your deck to your hand, except RB Phonk Dock. Each time a monster your opponent controls is destroyed by a battle or card effect, gain 500 life points. If a face-up RB monster you control leaves the field by card effect, you can special summon RB monster from your deck. You can only use effective RB Phonk Dock once per turn. Operation Test. When this card is activated, target one level 3 or higher RB monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You can target any number of RB monsters you control, gain life points equal to the combined original attack, and if you do, return them to the hand or extra deck. And then you can special summon one RB monster from your hand. You only use this effective RB Operation Test once per turn. So basically giving you life points back, but options to bounce them back for further continuous plays. And then we have Stage Landing. Special summon an RB monster from your deck or extra deck with a different name than the cards you control. If an RB monster you control would be destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can manage this card from your graveyard instead. You cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn. You activate this card, except machine monsters with 15 or less attack. So since we don't really have to worry about our extra deck as much, it makes sense to run it. But we're also running one Volcan booster. If this card is link summon, you add one RB spell from your deck to your hand. If this card is in your extra monster zone, you can special summon an RB monster from your hand or graveyard in defensive position. Then you can move this card you control to another of your main monster zones. Also for the rest, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except for machine monsters with 15 or less attack. You can only use each effective RB Volcan booster once per turn, giving you further capability to basically break your opponent's board. But the RBs offer up so much more, from stealing, board negation, board destruction, monster effect negation, monster popping, looking at your opponent's hand and stealing a starter and forcing them to summon it. You have so much good opportunity with this deck as a whole in general that can prevent them from really popping off. While I didn't really go over the main aspect line of it, where you're basically just trying to stack your RB Brute Blues or your Shepherd's Crook, depending on the build that you're trying to go for the board build, you have better lines in which you can utilize. And since your rescue ace monsters are all, if not mainly, basically just main deck summons, you're focusing more on setting up further interaction and protection with your rescue ace line to give your RBs more capable lines to get up to that point where they can prevent your opponent from really playing or just stop them dead in their tracks. This deck is a very fun build. One of my friends also plays at locals from time to time. He's had very good success with it, and it's been a lot of fun, capable plays that I've seen him utilize this with. From the Pile Bunker to the Lambda Blade, it has been very funny to just watch him just kind of nuke board or steal an opponent's monster, or just really stop somebody from really popping off because he starts with their starter, ironically using Lambda Cannon. There's a lot of good capability here in this deck as a whole, and I recommend you guys trying to check it out. Anyways, guys, this is all I have for today's video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.